Hello, hello. Thank you. Thank you again. Just always in advance, I want to just express my gratitude to the wonderful, wonderful men who are looking for alternative avenues, alternative ways to clear those chronic stress patterns. And so I just thank you for your attention and for looking at being not only daring enough to change, right? But also daring enough to look at alternative ways outside of just the standard pill, right? To completely change your entire life, but also completely rewire that chronic stress response. And so your attention is always is the biggest thing you can give to anyone or anything outside of yourself. And so today we're focusing a lot on this question of physiological symptoms of stress, right? And so physiological symptoms of the chronic stress response, right, which we know, if you've checked out some of our other videos, you know that this cycle, this response gets set up through the chronic engagement of thinking, feeling loops, right? And these thinking, feeling loops, the feeling is the language of the body, right? So you're engaging emotions, emotion is energy, energy is frequency, frequency is information for the body. So I'm just kind of starting off by sharing a bedrock, a foundation of understanding around this pattern, and then we can go into some of the classic physiological symptoms, and then also one step you can take to really break that pattern, because all it is a cycle that is very much heavily learned at an unconscious level within your body, right? And so if feeling is the language of the body and thinking is the language of your brain and your mind, then as you engage consistently in the feelings that run across the fear spectrum, and as we know, the chronic stress response is driven by fear. Examples of emotion along the fear spectrum would be anger, resentment, rumination, worry, jealousy, what have you, right? All the negative emotions that cause your body to contract, and actually, if you don't allow energy to flow, right, and we know that emotion is just energy, then you actually end up locking these frequencies inside your body, and a lot of them get stored within your heart muscle, right? And so oftentimes people, one of the biggest physiological symptoms of stress is constriction and tension in the chest, right? Right there where your heart is. And so a lot of that is to do with the fact that you've locked in those energies and you've stored them, anger, resentment, fear, worry, inside your heart center. Now, I have had so many clients where I take them into the chamber of the heart through their awareness and through their energy. They're able to use really effective strategies to actually let go of that energy and loosen up the heart and relax the heart and open the heart. And it's amazing. Just after a few days of doing this, sometimes even less, you feel so much more relaxed, so much more calm. And it happens every time. So I do want to go into that strategy. So the feelings you feel get locked into the body. The thoughts you think will always just be in line with the feelings you feel. So if you feel worry, then you think worrisome thoughts. Now, the pattern of chronic stress, if you engage in the same thinking, feeling loops enough times, then the body becomes, it learns the pattern, right? And then now it can just run on its own. Now it can just run automatically, right? And so when we interrupt the pattern of the chronic stress cycle, we're actually cutting off the reaction by severing the loop just after the stimulus. So if the stimulus is, a difficult conversation with your wife, or, even just the sounds of, emails coming in, and that creates the stress response, well, you have a small window of time between the full activation of the stress response and the stimulus. And so we teach you how to snip that in between and reroute your nervous system into calm and peace, which is just another frequency, and it's an opposite. It's an opposite frequency of, we'll say, worry. And so that tension and that tightness in the chest, that is always, sometimes there's also a physiological tightness in the shoulders, and of course high blood pressure. I mean, we know that over 90% of heart-related ailments, modern ailments, are directly rooted inside living your life in chronic stress, in that chronic survival mode. So what do? We cut it off at the source. We rewire the chronic stress pattern. One step that you can do is you can find your deep belly breathing, always keeping the exhale twice as long at least as the inhale. So you're relaxing your body, step one, okay? Do this for a few minutes. All right. Step two, now, if you have any questions at all about this process, just pop over to our website. We're happy to talk. You can contact us there. Or you can drop a comment in this video. I check frequently. Step two is move into the awareness of your heart, right? Its pulsation, its beating inside of your chest. And breathe in and out of it deeply and slowly, setting the intention to relax your heart. Now, when you hit a tense, painful sort of clench, you want to set the intention to surrender and let go of that energy. Now, you stay with this process. Sometimes it takes a few days, sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Stay with this process and you will surrender it. Again, we're happy to support you in any further explanations around this process, but thank you.